Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a GameReplays.org Heroes of New Earth cast. Today we got the semifinals matchup of the losers bracket between Online Kingdom and Team Wahlin. Now we did see a Wahlin game earlier with Druids as they took down, Druids to advance, but now they've been knocked down here with Online Kingdom, but today should pre-promised a very good game. I am the Four Court Jester. Today with me is LukDeRiff as usual. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty well, and as you said, it's OK Gamer versus Wahlin. OK, obviously one of the biggest teams in the HoN scene right now, and Wahlin or Wall, one of the teams that have been come up into the competitive scene lately. They have shown that they have great potential, a very creative team. They tend to do unusual strategies, and but they also can play very solid play. So I'm really looking forward to this game, and I hope they can hold up to the hopes that I have for.
Yeah, me too. But I don't know. Going up against Online Kingdom have some very big names like Magix and Kebab from old KD Gaming, Black from Dirty Minds. Remember Dirty Minds? Oh, such a good team. And then of course Semiju and Aki. So I mean, they got their work cut out for them. We'll have to see how they do. And speaking of how they did, how'd they do for the bans?
Well, they banned pretty reasonable. They banned Chipper, Soul Zero, Forsaken Archer, Doctor Repulsor, Devour, and Pharaoh. So nothing really odd here. Chipper, of course, is with the buff to his Tar toss,
Yep.
making it an instant cast, and the dot, it made it super powerful, made him a very good nuker again, falling into the same role as Thunderbringer, who is not banned, very surprisingly, gets picked up first pick by Wahlin. Then we have Solstier, who's just a farming machine. Forsaken Archer, kind of the same category, but with a slightly better early game. Then Devour, who is just known to be awesomely good. Dr. Repulsor. Yeah, Dr. Repulsor.
The
Why
streak
don't they
continues.
just take him
Yeah.
out of the competitive hero pool?
Very
in like
hard to
5
see
minutes?
a Dr. Repulsor game for sure.
Yeah, and then Pharaoh, who is just a situational ban. Some teams really like to pick him and play him a lot, and some teams don't. It really depends on the team that you're facing if you ban him or not.
I'm
And that's pretty much it.
just taking a quick look here on the Online Kingdom top picks. The first two, Magix and Black, three of their top picks have been banned. Same with Semiju with that Soul Stealer. And just looking down south, Chipper 6% here on Aki. So I don't know. Maybe the bans aren't so situational after all. Although this looks interesting. Mr. Pink has a top played of Dr. Repulsor. Wonder how he managed that, considering he's banned every game. But whatever. So let's go over the picks. Who had first pick here, Luke?
First pick had. I didn't actually pay attention to that, but I suppose it was Wallin.
Nope.
They picked Thunderbringer first.
Nope.
Uh, no,
Online
the
Kingdom
other one.
Magix had first pick with Bombardier.
So they picked Bombardier.
You
Like
call him
he's called.
Bombardier, I call him Bombardier. We'll just put
Bombardier.
it to our different accents. How's that?
Yeah, whatever. So Bombardier, who is just he's really strong. We've seen that especially against OK Gaming versus MSI. That was he was so influential, and he just offers a lot of nuking power, a lot of damage. As I said in another game, I believe he's just designed to deal a lot of magic damage. He falls into the same category as Thunderbringer or Chipper, who are just good against trial lane heroes, under-leveled support heroes, and he can just make mincemeat out of them. And the good thing about Bombardier is he doesn't even need to be close to them. He can do it all over the map. As soon as he can see them, he just throws down his ultimate, and they're basically gone.
Yeah, Bombardier's ultimate does fall under the whole category of global reach, kind of akin to the Thunderbringer. Who else? Dark Lady, she can throw her ult a good long ways away. Nymphora, of course, can teleport anywhere. But I think his is the
Thunder.
first targeted area that does a massive amount of damage, and it just feels very League of Legend-ish. I mean, they have a lot of ultimates like that. But hey, at the same time, I mean, great artist steal, but the best, or sorry, great artist borrow, but the best steal. So here we go with Bombardier. Who he has with him? Pebbles and Bubbles. So I'm gonna get confused a lot and say Pubbles a lot, which is gonna be unfortunate. But two really nice heroes there. Bubbles, of course, with the tri-lane hard lane if they do end up tri-laning. I mean, okay, let's just take a quick look at their entire team. Bubbles, Pebbles with the Flint and the Magnus. Do you really see a tri-lane potential in there?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure. I know Bombardier can be run in many ways. He's a super strong laner early on. I think he's a bit wasted in the trial lane, but then again, you want Flint is also a strong solo. So is Bubble. So is Pebbles. You want the only one that really does not like the solo is probably Magma's here, and I'm gonna be really interested how they lane it in the end. They could run like a tri lane in between Bombardier, Magmus, and Flint Beastwood, and then Bubbles in the hard solo, Pebbles in mid, or they could run a dual lane mid. I've seen it done with Bombardier. They've done this with Bombardier actually a couple of times that they just send him in mid. What I think they will do is probably send Bombardier and Pebbles mid, and then Flint Beastwood and Magmus in the lane, and then Bubbles in the lane, and they hope that Wahlin will adjust to that. So I'm just gonna be. I don't know what they're going for, but I really like their team, and if they can carry it through, then they have super strong team fight potential. Just look at the whole lot of initiation and AOE damage that they have. They have very good late game potential with Flint Beastwood. And I'm just going to be interested whether they can make it in the early game and if they find a very suitable way to to lane their team. But I mean, it's not only OK Gaming in this game; it's also Wahlin, and their team consists out of Thunderbringer, Voodoo Jester, Sandrave, Wretched Hag, and Hellbringer. So I think they gonna try lane. That's what Sandrave is basically designed for. You know, you give him a good early start, then he farms. In the end, he kills everybody. Thunderbringer in mid, and then Wretched Hag in the hard solo. That's what I think they will do.
Yeah, it's really a conscious decision what to do with a Hellbringer, because he can easily do a solo, which we've seen Fresh Pro
Mm,
from MSI. He's done that a lot by himself as well, but he's also, a really good tri-laner, as you said. Now, of course, we do see that Sandra heading up top with them, with, of course, that Thunder, so pretty much exactly as you said. So we were a lot easier to read the lane combinations there. Now, we did have Wahlin take that Thunderbringer, I think, just to discourage the idea of a tri-lane from Online Kingdom here, because as we all know, Thunderbringer does a lot of damage, especially when he's level 6, 7, 8. You come into that tri-lane waltzing around, they're level 3 and 4, especially with 2 support. That's a lot of squishiness to deal with. So I don't know. We'll have to see if these guys adapt. We got 3 up top now for Online Kingdom, right here at the rune. So we might see a little bit of a rune fight. But do you think, I can't imagine they're going to tri-lane all 3.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure either, but it's gonna be interesting. What I just looked and I really liked in the beginning was that Pebbles picked up a mana battery right off the bat, and I just love that because it just shows that they expect the Thunderbringer mid. We all know Thunderbringer, his range is really bad. His auto attack animation and his projectile speed is really bad. He farms with his chain lightning, and if you have a mana battery, you can make up for a lot of the harassment damage that he can put out. So really liking this Pebbles. Just saying that on a quick note. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting whether they try lane it. Pebbles obviously seems to go mid, and they seem to try lane Bombardier. That's pretty odd and interesting. See how that turns
Don't
out.
think we've seen that yet. Normally we do see the Bombardier in the
Yeah.
solo or a double lane simply for the more experience. He is, I don't think he's actually listed as a support. So it's a little interesting.
Yeah, he's a super strong laner. He with the boom dust, like he get. I mean, I can see what he contributes to the tri lane. And when you put out the magma stun and you immediately follow up with a sticky bomb, and you can just deal out a lot of damage. I just don't like it because I think he just has so great potential if you give him the levels that he really needs. Um, that I just don't like it. But it hasn't been done before, and a lot of theory craft proves wrong or right in in actual gameplay. So we're just gonna sit back and see how he turns
Yeah,
out
you
here.
went robot a little bit there, Luke, but I'll blame Germany's internet for that. So yeah, we do have the 2 tri-lanes button heads up top, and we do have Bubbles taking on Wretched Hag, so a little nice one-on-one there. Wretched Hag has picked up Flash of Darkness, and she's still only level 1, whereas Bubbles has the level 2 advantage, so a little bit of an early advantage there. It'll come down to basically who can deny the most, and maybe even grab a kill. It's a silence versus I guess the sonar and the haunt. So I don't know which will come out of there. I'm gonna favor Bubbles at this point, I think he has a little bit superior survivability. Is even going a little bit ballsy here, going right up to that Wretched Hag. And of course, Pebbles making great use of that mana battery already in the mid, so great prediction coming out of those guys for that Thunderbringer mid against that Pebbles. Now, who do you think right now? I would say Thunderbringer, with obviously his range, his harassment potential, could definitely do wonders against a Pebbles. But if Pebbles can get right up into him, I think that's going to be good game over for that Thunderbringer.
It really depends. Thunderbringer is really squishy, so if he does, if he does manage to just force Pebbles out of lane early enough and get a really strong early game lead, then Pebbles can definitely eat him alive. Really, again, it comes down to how well he does in lane. The laning phase is so crucial in this particular scenario. It's not even funny, and especially with their really odd tri lane, I'm not sure whether they're really confident if they can win it. Like I mean, they go up, especially in this defensive tri lane. They're gonna go not in the typical lane that you would expect a tri lane in, and I'm just not sure how OK Gaming are gonna work through this.
I don't know what they're going to do either, but it looks like Thunderbringer is so close. 22 hit points. So almost that first blood right off the bat, but Pebbles using his Fist of a Giant Rock and just throwing in a lot of damage right there. Okay, I guess we have a Bubbles that came up to visit, looking around for that Thunderbringer, but Thunderbringer was stuck to that tower, but I mean, with him having that haste rune, it's showing right now rune control is in favor of the Legion. Now, this is patch 1.20, so the Moraxis patch, as it is being dubbed. So you will notice here there's some slight differences in the map, of course, with everything going on. It's a little hard to focus, but the base has been opened up a lot in this patch. That's what it's come down to, essentially. It's very hard. It's very much harder at this point to filter in everyone. Oh, there goes the big bomb on that Hellbringer. He's going to go down for the first blood up top. Just caught the tail end of that. So Bombardier up to level 3. Right now taking quick lead here over this top Hellborn tri-lane.
Yeah, it's just like that's what I said. Like that's what Bombardier brings to the tri lane, and if they can get enough kills, obviously they're not only giving Bombardier really the levels that he needs, but also they're keeping the Sandwave down with it, which can be the ultimate goal. So you see, you basically sacrifice a couple of levels on Bombardier, but on the other hand you get an underfarmed Sandwave in return, and that's just really what Online Kingdom wants. So I suppose that's working out pretty well for them thus far.
Well, I'll tell you what it's not working out. Turtle Soup was on the menu for Wretched Hag as she was able to take out Bubbles down south with those illusions. So illusions trying to turn the tide in their favor and picks up the first kill for the Hellborn. So 1-1 here, 5 minutes in, as we have a vote to pause. Well, I guess, sure, fine, whatever.
Wow. Yeah, that is so
unusual. No, it's really not. But I'm going to take the opportunity here for the pause just to quickly show everyone the differences in the base. So just take here, mid-tower of the Legion side. This entranceway has opened up a lot. Like, there's no more fences. It's not narrow. And even, like, all 3 entrances now kind of have these little doodads on all the corners, kind of like gateways. And it's not just the Legion, of course. The Hellborn, very similar up top. Of course, they got the Guardian guys there with the crosses. But it's very, very difficult now to block that ramp. I mean, you get 5 heroes running up there. They're almost shoulder to shoulder. Now it's a lot more open, and the creeps have a lot more area to disperse, and there's a lot more areas to fight. So turtling teams might become a thing of the past if the changes keep leaning towards more of this shorter, ganking-oriented competitive esport.
Yeah, that's what I see on. I think as S2 is trying to accomplish, especially with the items that they've put in and the heroes that they've put in lately. It's just to quicken the pace of the game and make the game as a whole shorter, because I think everybody agrees these ramps, they're so huge. Like at the first time I looked at them, I was like, oh, that's big. That's a lot of space, and that makes turtling so much harder. And I think I'm not sure whether I'm not finally bought on it, but I just like the general direction that S2 is heading for. I mean, how often have you pushed all of the other towers and then struggle to get into the base, even though you had a super clear advantage. Of course, some people gonna complain. You know, turtling is part of the game, and you shouldn't discourage it.